Hello everyone, welcome to my channel once again. In my previous video, I have discussed a few general problems on ratio and proportion. Those who have not watched my previous video, I recommend please click the I button and watch my previous video before continuing with this video. Today I will be discussing a very important subtopic of ratio and proportion, that is age problem. Although age problems can be percentage based, I will try to keep my discussion confined to ratio only. And since this is a foundation playlist video, I will try to keep the problems simple. So without wasting any more time, let's start the video. Okay, let us come to our first question. Our first question is, Sachin is younger than Rahul by 4 years. If their ages are in the ratio 7:9 respectively, how old is Sachin? So let us think in this way. It is given that Sachin and Rahul, their ages are in the ratio 7:9. That means if we consider the age of Sachin to be 7 part, then the age of Rahul will be 9 part. So let us write it down. Say Sachin, if his age is 7 part, the age of Rahul will be 9 part. Now according to the question, Sachin is younger than Rahul by how many years? 4 years. So see, Sachin his age is 7 part and Rahul his age is 9 part. So Sachin is how many part younger than Rahul? 9 minus 7, that is 2 part. Sachin is 2 part younger than Rahul. So we can say 2 part is equal to how many years? It is equal to 4 years, because Sachin is younger than Rahul by 4 years, or he is 2 parts. Sachin is 2 parts younger than Rahul. So we can say 2 part is equal to 4 years. So what will be the value of 1 part? 1 part will be equal to 4 years divided by 2, that is equal to 2 years. Now we have to find out how old is Sachin. So what is the age of Sachin? Sachin's age is 7 part. If the value of 1 part is 2 years, so what will be the value of 7 part? The value of 7 part will be 7 into 2, that is equal to 14 years. So we can say the age of Sachin is 14 years. So see, it's very simple. So let us next come to our second question. Our second question is, at present the ratio between the age of Arun and Deepak is 4:3. After 6 years, Arun's age will be 26 years. What is the age of Deepak at present? So to solve this question, let us think in this way. Say the ratio between the age of Arun and Deepak is 4:3. That means if the age of Arun at present is 4 part, then the age of Deepak at present will be how many part? It will be 3 part. So let us write it down. At present, age of Arun is how many part? 4 part. So what is the age of Deepak? The age of Deepak will be 3 part. Okay, let us move to the next statement. The next statement is, after 6 years, Arun's age will be 26 years. So see, after 6 years, the age of Arun will be 26 years. So what is the present age of Arun? It will be 26 minus 6. So we can say the present age of Arun will be, present age of Arun equal to 26 minus 6, that is equal to 20 years. So let us think in this way. What is the present age of Arun? It is equal to 4 part. What is the present age of Arun? It is equal to 20 years. So we can say this 4 part is equal to 20 years. So 4 part, it is equal to 20 years. So what will be the value of 1 part? 1 part will be equal to 20 years divided by 4, that is equal to 5 years. Now we have to find out what is the age of Deepak at present. So what is the age of Deepak at present? It is 3 part. So if 1 part is equal to 5 years, so what will be the value of 3 part? 3 part is equal to 5 into 3, that is equal to 15 years. So we can say the age of Deepak at present is equal to how many years? It is equal to 15 years. Okay, let us move on to our third question. Our third question is, total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh is 93 years. The 10 years ago ratio of their ages was 2:3:4. What is the present age of Saransh? So we have to find out the present age of Saransh. But let us think in this way. Total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh at present is 93 years. But 10 years ago, each of these three persons were 10 years younger. That means Jayant was 10 years younger than his present age. Prem was also 10 years younger than his present age. And Saransh was also 10 years younger than his present age 10 years back. So we can think in this way, if each of these person were 10 years younger, then the total 10 years back would have been 30 years less than what it is at present today. That means 10 years back the total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh would have been 93 minus 30, that is equal to 63 years. So let us write it down. 10 years ago total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh was 93 minus 30, that is equal to 63 years. That means 10 years back the total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh was 63 years. Now let us think in this way. 10 years ago the ratio of their ages was 2:3:4. That means 10 years ago if the age of Jayant was 2 part, then the age of Prem was 3 part and the age of Saransh was 4 part. So let us think in this way. 10 years ago age of Jayant was 2 part, age of Prem was 3 part and the age of Saransh was 4 part. So see, the 10 years back the total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh was 63 years, and the 10 years back the total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh was how many part? 2 plus 3 plus 4, that is equal to 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9. That means the total age of Jayant, Prem and Saransh was 9 part 10 years back, and it was also 63 years 10 years back. That means we can say this 9 part is equal to how many years? 63 years. So what will be the value of 1 part? 1 part is equal to 63 years divided by 9, that is equal to 7 years, because 9 7s are 63. Now if 1 part is equal to 7 years, let us find out what was the age of Saransh 10 years back. 10 years back the age of Saransh was how many part? 4 part. So if 1 part is equal to 7 years, what is the value of 4 part? 4 part is equal to 7 into 4, that is equal to 28 years. So see, 10 years back the age of Saransh was 28 years. But we are asked to find out what is the present age of Saransh. So see, if the age of Saransh was 28 years 10 years back, then at present his age will be 10 years more than what it was 10 years ago. So we can say if 10 years ago his age was 28 years, then at present his age must be 28 plus 10, that is 38. So at present age of Saransh will be 28 plus 10, that is equal to 38 years. So we can say at present the age of Saransh will be 38 years. So see, in this way the problem seems to be easily solved. Okay, let us come to our fourth question. Our fourth question is, present age of Amit and Mukesh are in the ratio 5:6 respectively. 7 years hence this ratio will be 6:7 respectively. What is Amit's present age in years? So we have to find out the present age of Amit. So let us think in this way. Present age of Amit and Mukesh, it is in the ratio 5:6. That means if the age of Amit at present is 5 part, then the age of Mukesh at present will be 6 part. So let us write it down. At present, if the age of Amit is 5 part, then the age of Mukesh will be, it will be equal to 6 part. Okay, let us move on to the next statement. The next statement is 7 years hence. That means after 7 years, this ratio will be 6:7. That means after 7 years, if the age of Amit becomes 6 part, then the age of Mukesh will become 7 part. So after 7 years, if the age of Amit becomes 6 part, so age of Amit, it becomes 6 part, then the age of Mukesh will become 7 part. So the age of Mukesh will become 7 part. So let us think in this way. From present time to after 7 years, there is a gap of how many years? There is a gap of 7 years. So in this gap of 7 years, the age of Amit is supposed to increase by how many years? It is supposed to increase by 7 years. And the age of Mukesh, it is also supposed to increase by how many years? It is supposed to increase by 7 years. So that means we can say the age of Amit and Mukesh will increase by 7 years each in this 7 years. Okay. Now let us think in terms of number of parts. In terms of number of parts, the age of Amit increased from 5 part to 6 part. That means his age increased by 1 part. So the age of Amit increased by 1 part in 7 years. Similarly, the age of Mukesh, it increased from 6 part to 7 part in 7 years. That means we can say his age increased by how many part? His age increased by 1 part in these 7 years. So we can say the age of each of these two persons, it have increased by 7 years or it have increased by 1 part. So the value of 1 part, it must be equal to 7 years. Now we have to find out what is the Amit's present age. So the present age of Amit is how many part? It is 5 part. So if the value of 1 part is 7 years, the value of 5 part will be equal to 5 into 7 years. That is equal to 7 5s are 35 years. So we can say the present age of Amit is equal to 35 years. So see, it's very simple. Okay, let us come to our fifth question. Our fifth question is, present age of Sameer and Anand is in the ratio 5:4 respectively. 3 years hence, the ratio of their ages will become 11:9 respectively. What is Anand's present age in years? So see, this question is similar to the previous question. Let us think in this way. At present, Sameer and Anand, their age ratio is 5:4. That means at present, if the age of Sameer is 5 part, then the age of Anand will be 4 part. So let us write it down. At present, if the age of Sameer is 5 part, and what will be the age of Anand? The age of Anand will be 4 part. Okay, let us go to the second statement. The second statement is 3 years hence, that means after 3 years, the ratio of their ages will become 11:9 respectively. That means after 3 years, if the age of Sameer becomes 11 part, then the age of Anand will become 9 part. So let us write it down. After 3 years, if the age of Sameer becomes 11 part, then the age of Anand will become 9 part. So the age of Anand will become 9 part. So see, from present time to after 3 years, there is an increase of how many years? There is an increase of 3 years. That means in these 3 years, the age of Sameer is supposed to increase by 3 years, and the age of Anand is also supposed to increase by 3 years. So let us write it down. The age of Sameer will increase by 3 years. The age of Anand will also increase by 3 years. Now let us think about the number of parts. In 3 years, the age of Sameer, it increased from 5 part to 11 part. That means his age increased by 6 part. So let us write it down. His age increased by 6 part. In case of Anand, his age increased from 4 part to 9 part. That means his age increased by 5 part. Now you see, we get a contradiction here. See, Sameer's age, his increased by 3 years or his age increased by 6 part. That means we have to consider 6 part is equivalent to 3 years. But in case of Anand, his age increased by 3 years or it increased by 5 part. That means we have to consider 5 part is equivalent to 3 years. So here in this case we don't know whether 5 part is equivalent to 3 years or 6 part is equivalent to 3 years. So whenever we get this type of situation, what we have to do, we have to see the difference in these two numbers and these two numbers. So what is the difference between these two numbers? 5 and 4, the difference is 1. And what is the difference here? 11 and 9, the difference is 2. 9 and 11, the difference is 2. Now after finding out the differences, we have to multiply this difference on this side and this difference on this side. That means if I multiply 1 with these two numbers, that means 11 into 1 and 9 into 1, they will remain same. But if I multiply 2 on the other side, that is 2 into 5, it will become 10. And 2 into 4, it will become 8. Now let us think in this way. Age of Sameer, it increased from 10 part to 11 part. That means it increased by how many part? It increased by 1 part. Similarly, the age of Anand, it increased from 8 part to 9 part. That means it increased by how many part? It increased by 1 part. Now we can say 1 part is equivalent to 3 years, because it is 1 part is equivalent to 3 years in both the cases. So we can write down 1 part is equal to 3 years. What we have to find now? Now we have to find what is Anand's present age. Anand's present age is how many part? It is 8 part. So if 1 part is equal to 3 years, then 8 part will be equal to 8 into 3 years. That is equal to 24 years. That means the present age of Anand is 24 years. So see, whenever we get a difference in the number of parts, then what we have to do, we have to find out the difference of these two number and the difference of these two number, and whatever is the difference, that we have to multiply on the opposite side. That means the difference of this side we will multiply on this side, and the difference on this side we will multiply on this side. Then these two number of parts, it will become equal. In that way we will be easily able to solve the question. Okay, let us come to our next question, that is the sixth question. In the sixth question, it is said that 1 year ago, the ratio of Ramu and Somu's age was 6:7 respectively. 4 years hence, the ratio would become 7:8. How old is Somu? So we have to find out the present age of Somu. This question is also similar to the previous two questions. Let us think in this way. 1 year ago, the ratio of Ramu and Somu's age was 6:7 respectively. That means 1 year ago, if the age of Ramu was 6 part, then the age of Somu was 7 part. So let us write it down. 1 year ago, if the age of Ramu was 6 part, then the age of Somu was 7 part. Of Somu was 7 part. Now in the second statement it is given that 4 years hence, that means after 4 years, the ratio would become 7:8. That means if the age of Ramu becomes 7 part after 4 years, then the age of Somu will become 8 part. So let us write it down. After 4 years, if the age of Ramu becomes 7 part, then the age of Somu will become 8 part. The age of Somu will become 8 part. So let us think in this way. 1 year ago and after 4 years, what is the time difference between these 2 points? The time difference is 5 years. The time difference is 5 years, because think about 1 year back and think about 4 years hence from the present time. 1 year back and 4 year hence, the time difference is equal to 5 years. So 1 year back to 4 year hence, the time difference is 5 years. So in these 5 years, the age of Ramu is supposed to increase by how many years? It is supposed to increase by 5 years. And the age of Somu is supposed to increase by how many years? It is also supposed to increase by 5 years. So we can write Ramu's age will increase by 5 years in these 5 years, and the age of Somu will also increase by 5 years in these 5 years. So if we think about the number of parts now, we can say Ramu's age, his age increased from 6 part to 7 part. That means in these 5 years, his age increased by how many parts? His age increased by 1 part. Similarly, Somu's age increased from 7 part to 8 part. That means in these 5 years, the age of Somu increased by 1 part. So we can say this 1 part is equal to how many years? 1 part is equal to 5 years. So let us write it down. 1 part is equal to 5 years. Now we have to find out what is the present age of Somu. But before finding out the present age of Somu, let us find out the age of Somu 1 year ago. 1 year ago the age of Somu was how many part? It was 7 part. So if 1 part is equal to 5 years, then 7 part is equal to 7 into 5 years. That is equal to 35 years. So see, 1 year ago the age of Somu was 35 years. So if the age of a person was 35 1 year ago, that means at present his age must be 35 plus 1, that is equal to 36. So we can say present age of Somu is 35 plus 1, that is equal to 36 years. So in this way we can find out the age of Somu. So see, it's very simple. Okay, let us come to our final question. Our final question is, Hitesh is 40 years old and Ronnie is 60 years old. How many years ago the ratio of their age was 3:5? So some options are given to us. Option A 5 years, option B 10 years, option C 20 years, option D 37 years, and option E is none of this. So this question we will try to solve it from the options. Remember the question in the last video? We have solved it from the options. Similarly, we will try to solve this question also from the options. So let us think in this way. We are asked to find out how many years ago the ratio of their age was 3:5. Say if we go by the first option, let us think in this way. Say 5 years ago, what was the ratio of the age of Hitesh and Ronnie? So let us find it out. At present, if the age of Hitesh is 40 years, then 5 years ago the age of Hitesh must be 40 minus 5, 40 minus 5, that is equal to 35 years. And if the present age of Ronnie is 60 years, then 5 years ago his age is supposed to be 60 minus 5, that is equal to 55 years. So what is the ratio of their ages 5 years ago? The ratio of the age was 5 7s are 35, 5 11s are 55. That means the ratio is 7:11. But we are finding a ratio which must be equal to 3:5. So here we got 7:11. That means option A is not the correct option. 5 years ago the ratio of the age of Hitesh and Ronnie was 7:11, but we need 3:5. So the option A can be eliminated. Now let us move on to our second option, that is option B, that is 10 years. So if the present age of Hitesh is 40 years, then 10 years ago his age was 30 years. Similarly, if the present age of Ronnie is 60 years, then 10 years ago his age was 50 years. 60 minus 10, that is 50 years. So what will be the ratio? 10 3s are 30, 10 5s are 50. That means the ratio was 3:5. So we got the correct ratio. Whatever ratio we are searching for according to the question, we got this ratio from this option B. That means we can say option B is the correct answer. So 10 years ago the ratio of the age of Hitesh and Ronnie was 3:5. So option B is the correct answer. So with this we come to the end of our today's video. I will be coming back with more and more questions on quantitative aptitude. So do not forget to like, share and subscribe my channel. I will meet you in my next video. Till then, stay tuned.